Today I want to speak about the importance of accepting that you have a problem. I mean, with some sort of addiction. Because if you don't have a problem, you don't see it as a problem, you don't see it as something that you must stop, why would you stop then? I mean, if you don't have any problems with alcohol, weed, cigarettes, other drugs, whatever it is, food, I mean, social media, doomsday scrolling, it is whatever it is. I mean, if you don't see it as a problem, why would you stop? Because there is no consequence to it. I mean, when I was drinking way too much, way too often, I mean, every day, and yeah, way too much, I was not seeing it as a problem in the beginning because it was just something that I did. I kind of did not ever like it, but I just did it because it was a way to cope with my pain, which was a lot back then. And it was not really a problem because I saw it as kind of medication, because I saw no will to go forward in life because there was nothing to strive for. I mean, if you think that the world is going to end, it's not really encouraging you to do anything with your life because you just wait for the end and that's about it. So why not drink? But then I started noticing that I don't want to drink because I don't think that the world is going to end anymore. Or I decided that it is not. Or if it is, then it is going to do that anyway, so whatever. I'm not going to care about that anymore. And then I had to all of a sudden start acknowledging my problems, which was looking at alcohol and seeing it as a problem, because it was taking a lot of time. It was taking all the free time that I had, and it was just consuming my life basically, because if you drink a lot, you know that you kind of do not want to do it, but there is something that is making you do it, because as I said, I had a lot of pain and it was numbing the pain. And that is with all kinds of different addictions. It's not only with alcohol, it's with food, it's with weed, it's with cigarettes, it's with sugar, everything is numbing you. Everything could be seen as an addiction as long as it is kind of numbing something out. And you know yourself what you are addicted to if you think about it a little. And it's kind of the same with everything. If you don't see it as a problem, if you don't accept it, yeah, I have a problem with this, then you will not do anything about it because you don't have a problem with it. It's not a problem. It's something that you just do and it's kind of bad, but who the fuck cares? Everyone does it anyway, so I can do it as well. But if you're gonna think that way, you will never quit whatever it is that you want to quit. Because if you are going to think that way, as I said, you don't have a problem with it. How could you quit something that you don't have a problem with? So that's why I'm so nagging about this, because if you don't see yourself as having a problem, you cannot quit it from the beginning, because there's not enough why you should do it. And you really have to have a why you want to quit. And if you see it as a problem, then you can start addressing all the different things that are a problem with drinking in this case. So then you can take up, it takes a lot of free time, because for me at least, it took almost all the free time I had after work. And yeah, because I was drinking, and yeah, it was about it. And when I drank for myself, mostly because I did not see any reason why I should go out and drink, because I could as well drink for myself at home, because I was a lazy alcoholic, basically. And I liked kind of sitting for myself also, because I'm kind of introverted, so yeah. And the laziness took over, and I mean, why would I have to drink outside with a lot of other people when the only thing that I really wanted was to drink? So yeah, it was a problem. It was a big problem that I was so happy drinking for myself. Not happy, I was not happy, but I could gladly sit for myself and drink without any problems. So that's a big problem for me. And then also I always drank way too much. Not always on weekdays, because I had still had to go to work the next day, so it would be way too hard if I drank too much. So I always kept it around a fine line that I knew that I could handle and still go to work without bigger issues. But then at weekends I had no limits whatsoever. I drank till I passed out, and then I started drinking when I woke up and passed out again. And yeah, that was basically what I did for weekends. Drinking until I passed out and woke up and started drinking again. And that didn't mean that it had to be waking up the next day and started drinking the next day. It could mean waking up in the middle of the night, and it was like, yeah, whatever, I can start drinking now again. So that was basically what I was doing. And that is not really healthy. So that was also a problem. I saw that as something that I did not really want to do. I mean, if you think about it, it's not something that you probably want to do either. And whatever. But I mean, there is a lot of different things you could do that with. I have noticed that when I've stopped drinking and stopped smoking weed and stopped smoking cigarettes, and basically the heaviest drug I'm using is coffee. And when I'm sometimes fall into this fucking swamp water of eating sugar, which I avoid because I have it works about the same way as when you start drinking or start smoking weed or start something. It's just a little from the beginning, and then it just escalates and all of a sudden you're eating this shit, sugar, all every day, a little bit. I mean, some candy here and some candy there, and a little bit of chocolate and whatever, cakes, buns, whatever. And it's like it doesn't end. Like it just keeps on going and going, and it's not something that you really think about. And I mean, yeah, there is worse things than sugar. Well, it's worse. There are worse things than sugar. Alcohol and other heavy drugs are worse because they change you much, much more, and weed as well, because it changes you in a way. I'm not saying that I'm comparing anything here, but in a way I'm comparing, because, as I said, sugar is something that is so socially accepted that you are kind of like weird if you're not eating sugar. And I'm not saying that I'm super clean with not eating sugar. Sometimes I eat sugar, but I've noticed that if I want to numb myself, I eat a lot of sugar. At least in the beginning, when I quit alcohol, I started numbing myself with sugary foods. And it worked kind of well, but not as good as alcohol, because alcohol is much greater at numbing you. So you will need much more to be numbed with sugar or carbs in general, because you get so fucking sluggish of eating a lot of carbs. Because I eat a lot of meat. I basically eat meat and eggs and some fruits. And that's about what I eat. And yeah, I feel great when I'm doing that. And I notice as soon as I eat more carbs, I notice how sluggish I get and how tired I get, and how much I do not like feeling that way. But that when you eat a lot of carbs, a lot of sugary things, and then it has the same numbing feeling as when you are drinking alcohol, as when you're smoking weed. Not as strong, but the same effects. So what I'm saying basically, if you have a problem with eating sugary foods, then it could be something that you're coping with, because we all have something to cope. I mean, there is no one of us that have managed to live a life without traumas. And traumas are so different for people. Some people, trauma could mean getting pushed out of somewhere and, I mean, falling on your ass. And that could be traumatizing for you. Some other people, it could be some really, really heavy shit that is really, really, really fucking traumatizing. And someone might see bullying as traumatizing, or see it as traumatizing, yeah. And someone might see bullying as something that, well, not that traumatizing, but you all know what your traumas are. If you start looking or digging, if you want to quit something, you basically have to also look at your traumas a little, because it's usually some traumas that are triggering something. I mean, traumas are whatever. It could be fear of something, fear of losing someone, fear of whatever. Traumas are, I mean, if you have lived a life without traumas, I don't know where you have been living and how you have been living and how it's even possible, because yeah, it's not, I don't think it's possible. So yeah, whatever. If you want to quit something, then you will have to acknowledge those traumas also, because you will have to accept that you have a problem with whatever you want to quit. And you will have to find some traumas, because the traumas are the things that are triggering you to doing the things that wants you to numb yourself from those pains that you feel, which is basically how it works. So if you want to quit something, you will have to understand that you have a problem with it. You will have to acknowledge, you will have to accept that you have a problem with this, so that you can know that, oh, if I have a problem with this, maybe I want to quit it. Because without the problem, without that being a problem, without you drinking, without you eating, without you whatever, seeing it as a problem, then you will not be able to understand that you have to quit it, because if it's not a problem, then it's not a problem. And there is always some form of trauma that is causing this addiction in the first place, because, as I said, no one has managed to live a life without traumas of some sort. So whatever you like, if you don't know what your traumas is, you have not looked deep enough. And if you want to find your traumas, you will find them. And that's kind of the only way to really get rid of an addiction, to find the traumas that are triggering your addictions, because it is a numbing. Like when you have an addiction to something that is numbing you, then it's trauma based, because if you would not have anything to like numb, then you would not have to drink, because, well, there is like, of course you could drink of sheer pleasure, but if you really think about it, how much, like, I know I like drinking of the pleasure as well, because it's like the hedonistic pleasure of it, and I like being drunk, I'm not gonna lie. But I know that there is so much more consequences with being drunk for me than being sober. So I'm not gonna do it, because, yeah, well, that's the reason. But that is not enough if you want to quit. If you want to quit for real, or if you want to quit and stay away from it with a little bit more ease, then you will have to find some deeper reasons, because that would never have been enough. Oh, I don't want to feel hangover. Not really. That it doesn't work that way. But yeah, so whatever. If you want to quit something, find or accept that you have a problem with what you want to quit in the first place, and then you will also have to find some traumas that are causing this numbing effect. So when you have found what you are trying to numb out, the feeling that you try to numb, the trauma that is causing the like effect that you want to numb, then you will have to heal it some way. And there is a lot of different ways you can heal things. It's not rocket science. It is just that you will have to heal them in a way that you want, or that you know that, well, I'm gonna make a video about healing also. If I have not have made one, I don't know, whatever. But if you want to heal something, you will just have to accept that it happened, because there is nothing you can do about it anymore. If it's something that happened in the past, it happened in the past, and it should stay in the past. You should not live your life out of what happened in the past. That's the way you get caught in all of the addictions. You will have to understand that, or accept that you have a problem with this, because if you don't have a problem with it, why would you quit? Why would you put in the effort to even like start healing yourself? Because it's kind of mostly about healing yourself. So then you will have to find your trauma, or figure your trauma out. What is the thing that you are like trying to run away from? What is the triggers that makes you wanna do this specific addiction of choice, which is alcohol for me and other things, but alcohol was the like hardest one. So if you want to quit alcohol, then I have a course about how to quit alcohol on a deeper level. I mean, it's not surface level things, it's everything that I had to like figure out about how to quit alcohol and how to stay away from alcohol. And it's really powerful, and I believe if you are willing to do the work, it's not about, oh, do this and now you will be quitting alcohol forever. It's about you doing the work. I'm not saying that, oh, it's like the magic pill. Well, it's kind of the magic pill, but you will still have to do the work. Otherwise, it's complete. I mean, why do you even listen to something if you don't want to do the work? If you want to quit something, then you will have to do the work, because you know that it is not going to be like all of a sudden the most easy thing to do. You will still have to do the work. And I'm not saying that it is hard to quit. When you finally have healed enough things and learned enough things about how to stay away from alcohol, then it's kind of easy. That's why I made a course, because I saw it as a disservice not to share what I know about how to quit alcohol, because I see a lot of people suffering with alcohol, and I see it as something that they should not have to do that if they don't want to. But most people don't know that it is not that hard to stay away from alcohol, but still you will have to do the work. It's all about healing and evolving as a human being. It's not about the magic pill, get rich quick scheme. It's just you will have to do the work. And it's everything I know about how to quit alcohol and how to stay away from alcohol and how to find the things that are causing this problem for you. So yeah, if you want that, then it's available, and if not, then it's up to you, but whatever. So see you in the next video.